go so quickly without that spoiler, because Silverstone is a quick circuit where you need all the aerodynamic help you can get. And it's Class B, Weaver leading, 33 Sittner in second place. Weaver approaching Abbey now at about 140 miles an hour. This is what he sees. And as they come up to the left-hander of Bridge, incredible! Sittner is trying to pass, there! Right up on his side, he pushes Weaver onto the grass. He literally smashes his way past. But look at that smoke. That'll be the tar grinding against the BMW bodywork. How long can it last? Here's how Weaver sees it. Into the left-hander and crump onto the gravel bed. There goes Frank on the left. Well, this is more like stock car racing than touring car racing. And it's almost the end of the race. In fact, here is Andy Rouse coming out of the chicane to win round 2. And Rob Gravitt takes second place. But who's going to win the BMW brawl? It's Frank Sittner ahead, but 32 Weaver is closing and smoking too, like Sittner. Down to Stowe Corner. They're coming up to pass one of the amazing Vauxhall Astras, which are pulverising Class C. This is the last lap for Sittner, leading Class B. Weaver with the red headlights in second place, number 32. And it looks as though Sittner's aggression is going to pay off. But is it? As they approach club, James Weaver is closing. They're almost home now. They've only got to do Abbey, Bridge, the chicane, and that's the end of the race. And here's Weaver. He's going to take Sittner. He's closing all the time. Sittner goes into the left-hander and Abbey. He's lost it. He's off. Wow. That was undoubtedly a burst tyre. So James Weaver wins the class again, and he deserves to. But I'll tell you this, there's going to be a brisk demand for BMW body parts tomorrow. Weaver comes home, but it's overall victory for Andy Rouse, with Rob Gravitt second, Bristow third, Good fourth, Brodie fifth, and Chris Hodgett sixth. But what did James Weaver think about his hell on wheels?
You know, Frank and I are obviously racing each other, but normally when you overtake somebody, get alongside going into the corner, and it's your corner. But if you start trying to overtake halfway between the turning point and the apex, when it's not really your corner, of course, we're all going to meet in the middle. And every time Frank thought he was anything like close enough, he'd just come down the inside and try and knock me off the road. And, you know, it's impossible to race against something like that.
I mean, is that brain fade or aggression?
Well, Frank's one of the most aggressive people I've ever raced against, but we're in the same team, and if he can't overtake me cleanly, I don't really think he should drive like that.
With a couple of laps to go, I knew the only way to win that really was to take a pretty serious chance somewhere, preferably somewhere a bit slow, or the slower corners, just to try and get through, which sort of worked. But James quite rightly closed the door quite firmly. We touched. I came off best of that. We both struggled around the last lap with tyre smoke and anything else pouring off the car. As I turned into Abbey, with effectively 2 corners to go, the left rear tyre blew. Well, the rest is fairly obvious.
But spectacular competition. Things have changed little since last season. But what of the other joint championship leader after the first round, John Cleland in the 16-valve Astra GTE in Class C? Because of a wheel hub failure, he'd qualified last in class, but rapidly made up the ground off the start line. It takes him just the length of the straight to make short work of the Class D Toyotas, blasting past Phil Dowsett and Jeff Kimber-Smith. In his sights next, Mike Jordan's Class C Peugeot 309 GTI. He'd be past him by maggots. Further on that first lap, down the hangar straight, and he waves the Class C leader Alan Minshaw in a Volkswagen Golf GTI out of the way. Last in class to first inside the first half lap. And Cleland wasn't stopping there. Pretty soon he was up among the Class A Sierras, like Dave Pinkney, and was equally ambitious, equally unforgiving. John Cleland on his way to an excellent 19th overall, and the championship lead on his own. Victory in Class D went to Phil Dowsett in the Toyota Corolla FX GT. We were travelling right up alongside the first round winner, Jeff Kimber-Smith, the early leader in Class D, battling with Tony Crudgington in the similar Corolla GT. But what Kimber Smith is also battling is an engine that's on the point of giving out after just 2 laps. Crudgington pulls away and Phil Dowsett also gets past. So it's between Crudgington and Dowsett for the class points, a result that's decided at the end of the lap. Phil Dowsett, a man who came so close to the overall title last year, struggling to get a full season's deal together this year, lines his man up on the exit to Woodcote for a passing manoeuvre down the straight. Mike Jordan's Class C Peugeot in close attendance, but Phil Dowsett the winner of Class D. The overall table after 2 rounds shows Cleland with 2 victories and 2 fastest laps, leading from Weaver.